Battle Beast comic that's coming out, the Invincible universe. And so one to read, 2 variants, and I think one's gonna be like the mystery variant. So it could be like one of whatever, whatever gimmick they're doing this week. But it's Battle Beast. I love the character.
What about a blank cover so you can draw one?
I know. I don't think they have any of those.
Oh no.
I didn't see any offered, so I was like, well. But if I find one, better believe I'm gonna be drawing Battle Beast.
Or you could just draw him on any blank cover.
Yeah, that is also true.
Okay,
Have you watched Invincible?
Yes.
Dude, I love Battle Beast. He's my favorite character on Invincible, dude. You know who does his voice?
It's J. Jonah Jameson, isn't it?
No, that's
Omni-Man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's Omni-Man. Michael Dorn. Morph. That's his voice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that upset me, I did not recover from what Negan did to Glenn in The Walking Dead. And the fact that they made those voices, 2 battle voices, was killing me. Absolutely killing me.
The internet was calling it Negan versus Glenn part 2, round 2. That's what they were calling it.
I was even like, hey, look, we're fine, guys. Look, we're fine.
No, I was triggered by that episode. I caught myself going, I hope he knocks his eye out. Knock his eye out.
Dude, like, Invincible is like hardcore. You're like, you know what Invincible is? They should just call, if it had a different name, it'd be called, okay, shit can't get any worse. Oh, it just got worse. That's what Invincible is, essentially. Kirkman should pay us, because we talk about that show a lot. I've got like half my team at work watching that, like over good product design, and like I'm convinced like 3 of them to watch it, and there's 2 that are like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, dude, you're missing out because it's phenomenal. I want to buy the omnibus. Is that how you say that? Omnibus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to buy those. There's 3 of them, and it has all the issues. I'd really like to get them thick, super thick. Probably get them on Skybound. Hey.
Oh, there you guys are. Okay. I muted the live feed, and I was scared I muted everything.
Yeah, the music changed on it, pretty crazy.
Oh, I shared it before we went live. Does that mean it won't play?
Oh, I don't know. Is this everybody?
Unless Josh pops in later. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume he's gonna come in later.
Alrighty, whenever you're ready.
Just a second. I'm sharing.
Your hair is on fleek this evening. Maybe it's just because my wife has gotten like this whole like collection of hair dryers. Like we spent a good pretty penny on them, and so she's been doing these really cool like curls and everything in her hair. So I guess nice hairs has been on my radar.
Now you're noticing.
Yeah. So good for you. I like what you're doing there. That works well.
You want to know a secret? I didn't have time to finish getting ready, so it's all straight back here. Don't ask me to turn around.
She does her hair before bed, and it looks right in the morning. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. We spent like $300 on a collection of Shark hair dryers that do like that. They're like brush curlers / blow dryers all in one. I might try it on mine.
Go for the beard.
Oh, on the beard, yeah.
Maybe cryptic tattoo being next to Salon is getting to you.
No, I'm a big fan of her, and whatever she's into, I'm suddenly into, I guess, now.
It'd be a heck of a double offer, though, if you can get a tattoo and your hair did.
Well, that's the thing. The salon, we took over the salon next door, so everything except the new crypt is still a hair salon.
Nice.
Until Kelly, I mean, we don't know what else to do with the space yet. We want to turn it into a public gallery, but until then. You can keep cutting hair. That's fine. I don't want to run a salon though.
All right, I can be ready if you guys are
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, I think I got it all figured out.
Shout out real quick. Gary Bedell did the cover you guys are looking at while we ramble amongst ourselves.
No, that's Isaac.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Isaac
Isaac.
did
No,
it.
Isaac did that one.
I
Yeah,
see that now. How did I not recognize that?
Yeah, how did you not recognize that?
I think because you sent it to me and I just assumed you did.
Well, I think he's done the last 3 or 4.
I totally see it.
All right, we're
Isaac, I'm so sorry. It's gorgeous.
okay.
Nice nod to little Nemo too. Over there.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, fellow art nerds. Welcome to the season finale, episode number 8 of season 5 of the Pin Clique. I would say kind of brought to you by Facebook tonight because quick story, I'm living in the future a month from now, working on planning the Tremendicon schedule, which I can't wait to tell you guys more about when we enter the plug zone at the end of the show, so stay tuned. But since my brain is a month ahead, I thought we already had our season finale. And Facebook
Silly.
pops up, you have an event tonight. So everyone can thank Facebook for this actually happening pretty much on time. Closer than we usually get, so.
It's usually
Yay,
Gary or
Facebook
James saying, "Hey, Nate, do you remember?"
At 7:59, yeah.
Right.
You can see that happening. But anyway, if those of you new to the show, I'm wondering who this chick is rambling on about being forgetful and old. Hi, I'm Deanna. I will be your host for this evening, along with my talented co-host, Mr. Gary Bedell.
What's up, internet land?
He's coming out with the Pin Clique, or with the Clique, this month's Clique, in just a minute. But tonight, our season finale is a narrative illustration episode.
Yes.
Am I dreaming? So real quick for a second, think about what image would convey the phrase, am I dreaming? And while you think about that, if Nate could bring out the Clique, soon we'll see what they thought it was.
Hi, everybody, wave.
Hi. This is as close to waving as you're getting.
Yeah, I believe it. I can hear a wave.
Say, wait,
There
wait,
they
wait.
all are. Sorry, I have the delayed feed over here, and I watched it.
So we had an interesting go with this because this was actually "Am I Dreaming" as one of like maybe almost a dozen different like themed topic ideas that we had, and they were just like one-liners that we thought would be inspiring, but very vague. And we put it up on Facebook for people to vote on, and yeah, I was a little surprised that "Am I Dreaming" won.
What were the other ones? I think the one I liked was "Hold On to Your Butts."
Hold on to your butts. That was one that I was very proud to. I thought that was going to be yeah.
So did I. I was like, oh.
Silly.
It was in the
What were
top
the other
3, I think.
ones? Do you remember?
No, I think I was so married to "Hold On to Your Butts," I kind of forgot. There's some other ones. A couple of them were more cute and funny, and then there was probably another lowbrow one. I can't remember what the options were, but there was a good handful of them. But yeah, "Am I Dreaming" won. So here we are.
Speaking of topics, another teaser. Tremendicon, everybody's going to get to hear about what next season is. Every episode.
Oh yeah.
Every single episode.
What? I'm very concerned about this.
I got the list. So the options for Am I Dreaming before it was picked, it was Time's Up.
Oh yeah.
Is that all you got? Am I dreaming? What did you think this was? And
yeah.
Hold on to your butts.
Nice.
Those last two reminds me. What do you think this was? And hold on. To your
I was like,
butts.
man, that's really
Those
good
two
too.
just sang to me. But yeah.
Well-
Welcome, Josh. Happy to have you.
Well, actually, we need to welcome
Hey.
everybody because we
Yay.
haven't introduced anybody
Yeah.
yet. We
Yeah.
started talking because we just love talking so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we haven't seen each other for a while too, so
that's true.
it happens.
But without further ado, here's the face of Mr. Gary Bedell. You just heard his voice.
Hello, Internet Land. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, artists, for being here. I really appreciate it and being here for all the episodes that you've been on for seasons, 5 and before. And hope to see you on season 6.
And running everything behind the scene, Mr. Nate Howard.
Oh, hello.
Yes. We have got Kat.
Hi.
Hey, I love your avatar.
Who's a
Thank you.
cat avatar?
Yeah.
Daryl Claunch,
Hi.
Cliff Gamble,
Hi.
Hi.
and Josh Metter.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, we already talked about him. We already
Josh
spoiled
and
that
Blake,
one.
we were discussing you.
Yeah.
All
Showed
right.
up just in time.
So, what did you guys think? Did you have an immediate idea this month, or did you have to play around with the few?
Yeah. First of all, who voted for it? I want to know. Like, did anybody here vote for this one?
Yeah, I
I
think I
didn't
did.
vote, period, so
I don't vote. No.
that's not
So-
true.
When you voted for this one, did you have one in mind? Or were you just like, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did, but I like it took it in a completely different direction than what I thought.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
See, that was too long for you guys to think about it way at the beginning of the season till now. I bet it could change a lot if you thought too
Oh,
hard.
yeah. Because that's right. It was introduced early, like towards the end of season
Yes.
5 or season 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Or
Yeah.
shortly after. So yeah, you had
Yes.
all season to kick it around and change your mind.
But the whole season,
Yeah.
personally, the whole season, I was like, well, what the hell am I going to even do from this? I was kind of stumped on it. And then it just kind of hit me. And I was like, oh, man, okay. So I went with what I went with.
I got to peek at a few of them. Guys are in for a good season finale.
Yay.
And she's the only one that gets to see all the pieces. I don't even get to see them.
For
But-
technical reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, for technical reasons.
Yeah, that's it. I think it would be safer so they don't get leaked if you guys just, printed them out and mailed them to me before the
On gloss mat.
Yeah.
glass mat signed, framed.
Yeah, that,
Anyway, I have no plan. Like I said, I forgot this was happening tonight. Oh boy, that was. I'm glad I work in social media and have my Facebook turned on this morning. So,
just grab a.
I have no plan. Does anybody want to volunteer to go first, or am I picking?
You're picking. 'Cause you're the
Yeah.
host.
Josh,
You don't have.
You want me to go first?
why not? You came in last. You go first.
Okay, perfect.
Well, then I'm leaving first. He just signs out.
All right, I'm out of here.
While you talk, I will randomize the rest.
Okay, perfect.
Yay.
So kind of like I said, when I first thought about doing this piece, I wasn't quite sure what to do exactly. But as this year has gone on and as the season's gone on, I took a photography class over the semester, and it's all analog black and white photography. So I'm the one developing the film, printing all the stuff out, doing it all really traditionally. So I kind of took the idea of like, am I dreaming? And ran with it in the sense of like this semester in itself, like getting away from comics, getting out of the house and going back to school and being surrounded by people. It's like, this is a wake up call. And I had been dreaming before, like trying to do this comic work and isolating myself, but now I'm getting out there and putting myself out there. And so it's just like this weird moment in my life where I'm transitioning from one artistic aspect to another. And this piece kind of encompasses that.
Really cool,
Yeah, that's far
man.
out, man. That's a
I think this is the first of its kind on the show.
yeah, dude. It
Yes.
has yeah, like
Yes, I agree with that.
I get a lot of different feels from this.
yeah. I guess that's how art works.
Oh yeah,
Weird.
but yeah, not just one. I'm like, each corner brings something else out.
Mhm.
It's very Dave McKean for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I took for this top left corner, these were two negatives that I took and sandwiched them together. And it
Okay.
creates this cool, funky print where you've got both of the exposures on top of each other.
So is that you and a tree kind of like overlaid?
Yeah, that's a sycamore tree here in my neighborhood that I took a photograph of, and then I also took a photograph of myself. So my whole project this semester was about self-exploration and dealing with like my past addiction with like alcohol and cigarettes and other drugs and things. So I'm trying to be more vulnerable and put myself out there and deal with these things in a healthy manner. So my project kind of dealt with like the psychology of being a human being and living a life and the things that we experience and what it does to our bodies. So I was able to photograph people like who have different bodies who have fat, who have stretch marks, who have scars, different things like this. And it's like this shows a life worth lived.
Hmm.
And so I'm kind of encompassing that into this piece here where it's like, even though am I dreaming or not, this is still the life I'm living.
I see. Yeah, man, this is heavy. You know, like
Ooh, yeah.
It is. I'm sitting here
Right
thinking,
out of the gate.
when you first, and I want to go back and watch this episode because Gary, I want everybody to look at Gary's face as soon as it came up. He had this like just look on his face, like he was just frozen with like fascinated, but like, what is this? Like, like he's just this. It was, yeah. It definitely grabs your attention.
Hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like we should have invited a dream therapist episode. I just yeah.
That would have been fun.
They can chime in the comments.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
that'd
really
be cool.
I like how you took stuff on beyond the border. So
Yeah,
you put the frame in there, but you didn't let it hold you.
Well, like you
right.
extended the trees with paint too.
Beyond all the thoughts and feelings I'm having, there's just so many. Like, you're making me think too hard, man.
I feel like
In a good way.
I can tell how like this is big, isn't it? It's like a pretty good size, isn't it?
It's 15 by 20.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I feel like you were really like freed here. It seems like it's like there's no inking these tight lines or doing this line weight. It's like you're using like paint, I believe this is, or it
Yeah,
almost
it's acrylic.
pastel, but it's like you're just these wild, just free brush strokes with no restriction. Even though they're beautiful, they have form and they have purpose. It just it's just it's another side of you that's just more liberated and freed and stuff. Please don't stop doing comic art because your work is beautiful. But
I mean,
yeah,
do more of this too.
But this is
We're apparently very
bad as
demanding.
hell. Like
Very expressive.
I want to see some more of this stuff
Yeah.
too. So
I have to start doing
Yeah,
variant
now you're
covers.
spoiling us. Now we have to see it all.
or maybe mixing the two things together, or mix it, or bringing in a new thing and mixing it with this as well. Like, your illustration work is great as always, but I'd love to see if you could take your photography and your illustration work and marry the two in some weird way.
Yeah, totally.
It'd be awesome.
I have definitely been considering that, especially with like the way that my book is going right now. I think I'm going to do that regardless. Like a lot of assemblage, like things like that. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Absolutely, thank you.
We
Yeah.
we kind of talk about some of these things kind of taking us out of ourselves and our habits that we normally get into with our art, and that definitely felt, I mean, almost expressly getting you out of yourself in that image. So it's a little woo woo, but I mean, not your thing, but like how you can like sometimes look at someone's picture and they kind of discovered something new without, I mean, you didn't have to say anything, and I would have known. It was like, oh, he kind of found something.
Yeah,
right
he's
there.
dealing
So
with something here.
yeah, that's always cool. So.
Yeah, thank
Well, I
you.
hope our response validates exactly because I mean,
Yeah.
and it was also a big deal that you brought it up here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
must have been like a pain to go and photograph.
Not really. I mean, it was fun.
Not
I had
really. You
a
just
great
point and click.
assistant, so.
Okay, fine.
No.
It's going to be a pain to digitize it. Excuse me.
No.
Sure.
Did
I
you?
would be
Yeah.
thrilled to see more of those. That was
That was cool.
I loved it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, have you thought about doing like a whole show like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm about to prepare my portfolio for the end of the semester. So once I get all those pieces together, I was thinking about throwing them up in the Discord.
Hell yeah.
hmm
I'd love to
So-
see you do a whole gallery show like that, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it'll
think that-
definitely go up on my website for
Yeah.
sure.
Hell
I
yeah.
think that it would be a really good thing to see at bookmarks or marks.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I want to see it a little bigger. Like I felt like it was going the right way, but that feels like I could be bigger.
hmm Yeah, for sure.
Bigger than a foot.
All right. I did have a quick question before I pick the next piece of paper. Has anybody gone last like a whole bunch recently? I forgot to look and see. I think one episode somebody commented they were always either first or last all the time.
I
Well,
feel
we
like
know
that
it's
would
not
be a Gary
me.
comment.
Gary's never first, Gary's
This is
never
that-
last.
Yeah. It's an HR dispute from Gary.
I just wanted to check.
I won.
before I pick. All right, next up we are gonna have Clip.
Cliff.
Cliff Gamble.
Bum, bum, bum.
So I kind of struggled with this one at first, just because trying to combine the narrative idea with dreams, because my dreams aren't usually narratives; they're kind of mishmashes of everything that's going on. So I started just kind of thinking about what I would do with the things that are in my mind, usually. So lately I've been looking into a lot of Ice Age stuff and dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of
Right
where my
on.
brain has been. So let's see, I'll show you what I came up whenever it decides to share.
I believe in you.
Good. All right. So there's
Sweet.
Nice.
part of it, and I was looking at this and I was like, that's cool, but what are they looking at? And so I added in
Yes.
Sucking up
I
all
feel
the
like James Gurney would be very proud of this.
You
Yeah.
son of a! You did it again.
This is an awesome piece. I look forward to seeing more about it.
I'm sorry. I love how Nate borderline sounded like Charlton Heston on Planet of the Apes when he revealed that.
You remember
You
like I don't know,
bastards!
there was an old episode that a long time ago where it was like two figures. He had them zoomed in, and it was two figures outside of like the front of a temple or something. I can't remember. And then,
Yeah.
and then he did the same shit. He zoomed out, and these figures. It was like this whole scene, and it was like everything was just so much bigger and more detailed. I'm just like, you trickster. God, that cracks me. Sorry, you cracked me up. But I love that.
All right, well,
Our
tell us
mammoth-
about this new half.
Yeah.
so the book. I've been reading a book on the Ice Age, and I've been thinking about dinosaurs and stuff. And then when I get around to watching things, I've been watching. I think it's on Max, Alien Encounters, where people just come on and talk about sightings that they've had or whatever, and then the people on the show kind of help them figure out if it was really unexplainable or if there's a possible explanation, whatever. So yeah, aliens were on the brain as well. So
This is great.
I was looking at some woolly rhinos back there.
I was gonna say, like, hello, Archer.
That's awesome.
Rhinos are getting.
That's so beautifully
so
done.
awesome.
The colors that you
Woolly
chose
rhino.
from the saucers, that
Oh.
almost lavender-like color, for the, but it's like gray.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
until you zoomed in, I thought the top ones were clouds.
Oh.
They blended right in like part of the scenery.
What's it?
Yeah,
Nope.
it's so
Is
well
that the
done,
movie?
man. Well, neighbors are back again.
Yeah, these two guys are just out,
Yeah, that's
Just
nice.
hanging out.
hunting.
Like, oddly, this is not the weirdest thing we've seen. Whoever heard of a woolly rhino? Take them all.
Yeah.
How did you pick your colors on this?
How did I kind of just started with like a few landscapey colors or whatever I was thinking was landscapey. It went from there. I'll see if I can do the video just because I don't really yeah. So I started with like landscapey type stuff. And then I just went from there. So yeah, anyways, dinosaur. Can I face this board? Yeah. So yeah, I had gotten to this point, and I was like, I really need to add more stuff. So I expanded the canvas and started adding these guys in. So yeah, I decided the dinosaur was way too blue, so I dulled it down and gave it some patterning and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
It was-
Well done.
Yeah.
Is the dinosaur feathered?
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, I hope so.
Yeah.
He
It's
looks
got,
so
like-
puzzled.
I was gonna say
Really?
he definitely looks like he's feathered, but
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. No.
I've never been a huge fan of like the giant feathers that some artists put on them,
Yeah.
but I gave it like the super
plumes,
downy,
yeah.
like really downy feathers. Drawing on it.
Like you're like, I understand 100% where they're like, we need to put a saddle on that. It looks cozy AF.
It's just like
Looks
this big
nice.
bipedal
Wait, is
pillow.
this a dream or is this how the dinosaurs became extinct?
Aliens ate them all.
Yeah.
Well, this is like a couple of like retired uncles just kind of
Moseying about.
with their pet dinosaur.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel think of that show Primal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, not the art style or anything, just the feel of it, like man with big dinosaurs and weird
Yeah.
stuff, aliens.
Gary, we all know that you
I
want to
love
go
that.
and have a pet dinosaur.
Oh, we all
I mean, I did.
Yeah.
I published a whole
Everybody.
workbook about it.
does.
Yeah,
Well,
once-
I've always loved the whole like prehistoric and alien thing, like
yeah.
say like very pulp magazine-y.
I mean,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
We don't know shit about either, so
Yeah.
put them
Love-
together and act like we know everything. It's
All the
I just see
conspiracies.
this piece and it's like really good dip, and I just want to just keep once you run out of chip crumbs and the fork, you just start getting the bread and start getting more cheese out of there. That's what this piece feels like to me. I love it.
Thanks.
really
Great
Good
description, but
dip.
where did you go?
Gary Bedell.
It is.
Yeah. I got about a third of the way into it. I had the dinosaur and I got the guy on it. And I was like, oh, there's a guy riding a blue dinosaur. And so I had to show my wife like a screenshot from Primal because I was like, that's way too close.
Beautifully done, man. Yeah, these pieces are great tonight, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I told you, my sneak peek made me very happy.
So which one of those three was asking if they were dreaming?
Bangers.
Do you think it was the dinosaur?
Mm.
Like, I don't know why
Probably,
you guys are here. You look like you're. I bet it was the
Okay.
dinosaur that was dreaming.
Well, I didn't ask. You didn't draw this month, did you, Nate?
No.
I didn't think you did, but then all of a sudden I'm like, I should probably ask.
No, I appreciate you asking.
In the show, and you're like, wait.
No, I deserved it if it was, but no, yeah. I appreciate
Okay.
you asking.
Well, then we're smack in the middle of presentations, which means it's time for Gary Vidal.
Haha.
Hello.
Good night, everybody. Pew.
Man, I have to follow that. Shit. So you guys know me. You know how we're talking about dreams. You know what
Not a
direction.
dream, is it? Nightmare, isn't it?
Of course it
Does
is.
it need to be after 9 o'clock before you?
Oh, that reminds me. I've got a thing to go and share with you, Gary, later.
Okay, you've heard it here. She's got to share it later.
That sounds so much worse than it is.
Anyway,
Yo, what
so
would Gary do?
yeah, it's
Guys.
a what would Gary do episode for sure. I felt like when I did the piece, I felt like I bit off more than I could chew when I started it, and I was like, oh shit, I might not be able to finish this. But I really like put in a little bit of time. Like I did stuff during my lunch breaks, and any time I could like work on it, I worked on it, and I worked on it till like 10 minutes before we were on tonight. There's some things I wanted to do. There's some shortcuts I had to take. You know, I couldn't like do more of the rendering that I wanted to do, but I still was satisfied with how it came out. But my perspective from Am I Dreaming is kind of like a person who is somewhat caught in a hopeless scenario.
Oh my god.
Gary,
I feel like
sure
she's
you
somewhere
didn't just
out
like
of the
crawl, like tear that out of my dreams, because that's something that I have
Big
sat there and dreamed about, sir.
Which makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, the mall is a horrible
I mean,
place.
it seems like
I love that her thing says the mall is a horrible place. Not the creatures or the things in it. The mall
This is like
itself.
more reality.
Is she
I
coming
identify
out
with
of
this.
the gup?
Is
The
she
gut.
what?
She's coming out of the gup.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Honestly,
Yeah,
they seem to be
okay.
the most
I'm glad you
inconvenienced
noticed
person
that.
in the.
Okay, so if you look at the things that are there, like the stores, if you notice in dreams, it's hard to read things, and some things are like off. So
Yeah.
like instead of the Gap, I literally took the Gap logo and made it the Gup instead. And instead of Prada, it's Parada,
Oh my
and
gosh.
then it's Cams instead of Macy's.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
So nobody's
messy
getting
a
sued.
little bit.
I mean, there's that too.
Here, I'll zoom in a little bit.
Oh god,
But,
the angle on her is just wrong.
Yeah, and I wanted to do like these weird contorted creatures
They
that
seem to be the most inconvenienced people in this mall compared to. Like, I feel kind of bad for them.
You've been watching way too much Attack on Titan.
I haven't watched Attack on Titan. I need to. I heard
I
it's
haven't
How
watched
have
it.
you not watched Attack on Titan, sir?
I have not
Especially
watched it.
after
I'm
this.
sorry. I know. I'm sorry. But no, I want to do like weird, weird kind of. My mind was more in Junji Ito territory,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Of course.
But kind of meets Last of Us type of deal. So it's kind of like you're stuck in this place that has no exits, and there's just all these dangerous things. Like there's this person who's you don't know how long they've survived here. You don't know if there's even any other humans in this place. You know, it just keeps going. And I also wanted to kind of play off that like backrooms lore stuff that's out on the internet just a little bit, but just like the idea of just like a place that's eternal and you can't escape it because it's just
Oh,
miles and miles of it, and there's just dangerous stuff within
So
that
Las Vegas, got it.
Las Vegas. Only the strip. But yeah, just kind of like a scenario where this chick's just like kind of cornered, we don't know what these things are. If you see,
ugh, her skin.
Again,
No.
master of horror here.
Oh man,
I wanted to render these a little bit better, but
I think that actually adds to it because
they
streets
feel
aren't
out
like
of place a little bit. They're there in the they're obviously in the environment. They exist there, but they are a little out of place.
yeah.
Like
Aside from the one girl, everything else is slightly off and not like full on solid. So I feel like that it lends itself very well to that. So
Well, and I think like the victim or whatever in the center, that's as high contrast as you can get, and it was still the very last thing that I looked at. Just so I think if you had rendered all of those creatures even more, it would have drawn like all the attention as where it kind of like
yeah,
the creepy
There's a
smile kind of slowly pulled me
juxtaposition,
towards
yeah.
her as it is.
because they stand out right, and they're all looking and pointing. Basically, all it directs your eye exactly where it's supposed to go. Like that figure is always in your periph. You're always looking at it, but it's everything else around it that you're actually focused on.
Yeah.
I think you created that juxtaposition, especially that soft lighting on the big figure in the back.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That grid that you have up in the ceiling that creates that really soft light. It almost seems like that's like they're there peacefully, but you know better.
Right.
Like it's like the mom with the purse with the huge smile, like, "Oh, there you are, honey." Like she was lost. Like, bitch, I'm not lost. I got a machete.
Did you recently watch Coraline?
Man, I'm glad you pointed that out, Nate. 'Cause I was doing that and didn't notice it. Like even when I'm looking at those creepy characters, I do still see that girl in front.
Yeah.
Like I didn't notice that my eye was being told to do that. Good job.
all these lines here point
Yeah.
Everything is pointing right back to
Yeah.
her.
when you look at her, look at her coming out, she's looking at
Yeah.
her. Even her
Sneaky
hair
artist tricks.
like to
Yeah.
there.
Thank you.
Her
That's a designer
shoes,
brain thing. That's just
Yeah.
this here, she's looking over here. The light point down right
Wow.
there.
Your eye does not escape, which goes towards that narrative.
yeah.
Yeah. Like when I want you to look around it, I want you to go, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh, I
oh my
did.
god.
I did. Believe me.
Wait till you find out what's in her purse.
Well, it's funny that you said that because the original idea it was going to be a big purse, but there were going to be humans hanging out of it. Purse, like bodies.
I
That's
don't know. I
awesome.
think it's creepier not knowing, honestly. That's the next scare coming. I gotta
What's in
say,
the
for the
purse?
narrative part, like initially, I'm like, oh my god, she's in a horrible nightmare. But the way she's standing and those weapons makes me think she's about to kick some ass, and I like that. That's my positive
Yeah.
Like she's been here
optimist
before.
brain. Please, God, get out of this nightmare.
Yeah, because we don't know
Just
how long.
another day at the mall for her.
Yeah.
Hate.
Those sales
I really
shoes are
love-
fine.
I really like how you guys, like both Clay and Gary have used, or Cliff, sorry, have used like these really long wide angles.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny that both of you have done that. Now, do you guys think that you can do better with those wide angles versus like a shorter square, like when telling narrative things?
I could do that because those are, I can do like even tall. We do like tall ways. It just depends on what you're trying to tell. And where
Right.
things are going to be at. Sometimes it can be tight and claustrophobic, but sometimes it can be open and airy. And I wanted this to feel open and airy, but like have a little bit of claustrophobia at the same time because everything's kind of closing in on the character here. Like, why?
Right. Well, I mean, like even the character's so close to the camera, like you don't see her full body either. So
Yeah.
that enforces that too.
I was gonna show you guys this real quick. That was the chromatic abrasion layer. I just mostly painted on top of this. Like the creatures are all like one layer. And I just did a really big paint over, and then I added like some lighting and shadows to them. And in the background, I did a paint over to my original drawing underneath.
Nice.
And then there's the
Very creepy, sir.
Yeah, every different lighting's making it worse.
Go back
This
to the
is my
wireframe
nightmare
mode.
tonight. I'm calling you.
But yeah, that's my piece. You know, being stuck in an internal mall of doom.
Are you scared of the mall, Gary?
No, I used to work at the mall. I worked at the mall twice.
That doesn't mean that you're not scared of it.
Yeah, I did too. You kind of yeah, you kind of get over those sort of things when you work there. I know
Or
it's at a
make it way
GameStop in the
worse.
malls, nonetheless. So
Nice.
That cinches it. I'm bringing you that creep show blank cover I have. That's yours.
Yeah.
You are filling that cover out for me.
just
Hands
malls.
down. And then
So
I'll
if you
put it
got-
in a box because I'll be too scared to look at it. So.
If you have a nightmare about that, tell me about it. I want to know.
Yeah,
I
and
better
you'll
not
draw it.
have a nightmare about that tonight.
It'll
You
be
will
on
hear.
season 6. It'll be episode 9 during the summer special.
Actually,
for some reason, Gary's not here next season. I don't know why.
it would be really weird. I think
Watch
that
me when I
that would
sleep.
be a high compliment for a horror artist if someone was like, "Your work gave me nightmares." I'd be like, "Awesome."
Oh wow,
Yeah.
so sick.
I don't remember my dreams, so I can't. I mean, you can have them all if you want. I guess I don't.
Now,
Well, here's something I love about the Pin Click is when we had talk about the pieces. I love how everybody points out something different that maybe, I don't notice something and you guys point it out and it just changes everything I see for the better. Like, I love this.
A lot of this stuff is stuff that like we look for in ourselves, or like whenever we finish a piece and we're like, oh, I like it, it's cool, but in hindsight, I wish I did this. Or what if I did this? What if I did that? And it's like every time a new piece of artwork is like shown in front of me, like as a snapshot, like all the things that like, oh, that's clever. I wouldn't have thought of that. That thing would have been the thing that I would have been missing if I did it myself. Even if I liked it still, you know, like every one of us could have done a version of that piece, and we would have different things. And Gary would probably be saying like, "Oh, I wish I thought of that." We don't know because we're lazy. We didn't come up with the same piece. But like,
I hope you guys feel like all the different styles and all the different ideas and thoughts have inspired you to do something different. Like after you've seen it and talked to these people, been like, I'm gonna try.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could say Gary inspires me to do architecture more, like your clean lines and your sense of shading and your shapes. But man, it also like just does not look like it's fun to do.
I mean,
it's
not.
It's not like sharp. I mean, it's just so your shadows and your values and just like that perspective, like and the shading, the blends and the shadows that led up to it. And it's all like
it's all on
and,
point
and smooth, and it's just like that. I don't have the patience for that. I mean, you know, it's just like better you than me. But no, if I ever did, like, it's like
Lots of shortcuts, my man. Lots of shortcuts.
All right, well, ready for this? The last two.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I guess.
Oh, we're doing dice this time.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, don't you have dice?
Paper I wrote on.
Paper.
And it is cats.
Woo!
Of course. Okay.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Give me like 30 seconds. Woot.
She's moving her head. You can move it?
That's fun.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I can. I can do lots of stuff. Now I
Oh, and it
lost my
blinked at
thing.
me.
Oh, there's my thing. All right. So I'm also presenting a video. This is the finished piece right here.
You're very small.
Yeah, you're still your
Can you
thumbnail.
share screen?
I don't know if I can. I wonder if I can do.
Or
Ha!
Nate,
Does that work?
No.
Wait, no. Damn.
Nate, can you make her the big picture?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll see what I can
I don't
do.
really know.
I make no promises, but
Because I'm
there
pretty
is a
sure
good-
we're sharing your screen, right, Nate?
Oh.
For the feed.
Yeah, if I can make, I don't know how to make hers full screen though. Her
I
panel.
think in the view at the top right, you can pick how you see your screen, whether it's like one person talking or it's the thumbnails or
I mean, speaker, but so long as she's the only one talking.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think
Sorry
if you
about that.
pin her,
Okay, so I can do this, but it's not going to show my little character. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. There you go.
there we go.
It'll show
There
it
it
on my
is.
little screen though. Anyways, so here is my piece, and I just thanks to Rebel, I'm able to go and do like video capture. So instead of going through all
Oh,
the
yeah.
things, I had a very clear idea of what I wanted to do whenever I first started it. And I cheated. I started on this in either January or February, and then I stopped doing it for a month. And then when I came back to it at the 1st of May, I was like, I don't know what I was going for here. So
I think you probably started it before any of us did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I know, right? And I
You
still
should be
didn't finish
proud of
it until
yourself.
today.
I love that.
What?
I love what I'm
Yeah.
watching there. That glow.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
That light.
Yeah, I'm
treatment
actually
is
really, really happy
nice.
with that. But it didn't translate how I wanted it to. So this is what I do know, what I do remember of it is that I wanted to be this duality between the pieces, like the dream sand going down and then going through a metamorphosis and then coming back up with a like mirrored version of herself. I also got very much distracted by this fun tool in Rebel, or this fun new thing in Rebel where you can paint metallics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was curious. That was my next question. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it will automatically go and paint metallics. I have some issues with the brushes, but it was a lot of fun and I played a lot with it. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to render the actual design, so you're going to see a lot of the rendering process
Yeah.
going through some things. So I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to try something different, and then I was like, okay, let's go with this. So yes.
I like that
Any
that glow. That's pretty.
Mhm.
thanks.
Yeah,
The
I like your line work. That like teal color that you've used for that. That's really nice too.
Yeah.
I was actually really, really bouncing whether or not to keep that as the line work on it because it ended up looking really, really nice. And I tried it. I may end up going back and I was playing with the metals. You'll see another one coming up before too long where I'm playing with stencils. I got distracted.
I really
So-
love that purple and pink dust that she's holding on the right side too. Part of me
Yeah.
wishes you kept that in there.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in it, and there's a deeper tone underneath it whenever you put the highlight tones on top of it. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but there's a lot of depth in there. Like if you freeze it like right there,
Mm-hmm.
there's like it's, and then with the yellow being on the other side. I mean, I know it's not exactly
gold
complementary
lights, nice.
per se, but it's pretty close.
It works.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
I may just go back to do the teal line work and just be happy with it because it actually I think ended up being the best of it.
Well, your finished piece on the side, like if you were to do like the I don't know, the bronze coloring in her figure in the right on the one on the right. I don't know if you were wanting to match with the glow lines of the purple on the left. Like if I see what you're going for. That's clever. Like it's an invert.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yes, yes, I definitely knew that I wanted it inverted, but not in the usual way of where it's directly the different colors, but also like the inversion of the lighting as well.
Yeah. No, I see what you're going for. I understand. Yeah, that something in Procreate has one too. It's like there's almost like a glow brush and a glow liner.
This actually isn't even a glow brush. It's literally just the metallic yellow.
But it has like a tonal value to it.
Yeah, it's just the value of the yellow, the tonal value.
And that's
of
what
the
I think
yellow.
the other one is too. But there's there's a kind of an ambient kind of glow off of it in the other one that it works sometimes and other times it doesn't. But the brush, what's interesting is you can change the brush and then you're not just stuck with the one. So it's fun to play with. But yeah, it makes a big difference when you can just like your accent lines, your highlight lines with that brush makes a world of difference.
It's neat watching that creation too, like watching that whole painting and like that, and you put that together. That's what I love about some of these programs where you can record yourself because I can see your guys' thought processes.
Oh yeah. And I will say that I will probably end up using metallics way more, is partially because this purple right here, that is the highlight right here and the shadow right here are all created just based off of the of what it's doing with the metallics. Nothing else. I haven't done anything else except just blend it out. I'll blend it out, which was super nice.
That glow
they look
sand,
cool.
that glow sand coming out is just beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like seeing the line work though.
Yeah, I think that I'm definitely gonna have to bring back the line work. That was definitely something that I will have to bring back and just keep it. And
well, and not even 100%, but use it as like accents or
yeah,
the kind
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it shows off those characters a lot more when you can see a little bit of it because they're beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah. I just keep
There
looking
we
at
go.
the paints.
And
It's cool.
See, magical dust. Happy things and dreams, Gary.
we will never let you forget this, sir.
It's been
It's
a
my
little
job
while.
to give people nightmares on this show.
It's been a little while since you
did like
talked
5
about it.
seasons.
I give Gary a lot of shit for it, but like I think I've done more like gory and horror what would Gary do pieces than he
I mean, that's fair.
Show.
That's
like
very
I've made
fair.
probably more grotesque like scenes than he has.
Yeah,
you're not a very big blood and gore guy. Like
no.
You have before for whatever reasons, but like you're not. Yeah, you're more of that cringe creep factor. You're not really like
he's the creeping horror.
Yeah. So when I say the WWGD, I always add blood to it for some stupid reason. It's not really your brand, but I stick to it.
I mean, I like body horror and like weird things. I like things that like, the Uncanny Valley, of course. We talk about
unsettling, yeah.
Yeah, things that look like us that aren't us.
Okay, the one that comes to mind for me is when you had that beautiful woman running through the field. She had like what was that monster's name?
Is Eating a Love Story?
Yeah,
yeah. What is that monster? What her head was? It was in Strange Things, wasn't it? Like that kind of.
It was like a Demogorgon style.
Demogorgon kind of.
Yeah.
He had like But she had like teeth, like rows of teeth, and like her eyes were like I had it all crazy. It was way worse than it
Go back and watch more episodes, people. Worth it. All right. Last showing of the final episode of season 5. No pressure.
No, it's okay. It's all downhill.
I'm not worried. I've peaked. I love it.
It's the
People go home
I-
for the
I-
headliner.
I was very literal, and I was like, I'm just gonna draw one of my dreams because mine
There you
are
go.
all narrative, even though they're make no sense. Like, because what I was gonna draw up until like a week and a half ago was David Suchet as Hercule Poirot saving me from a bunch of shadow zombies in a labyrinth. This was a
Oh.
dream, and it had a very clear vision. It's all gonna be very Franklin Booth pen and ink. But then
A lot of work.
epic, dog.
a week and a half ago, let's see. A week and a half ago, I had. Are you seeing it? This dream.
Oh,
Nice.
So driving along in an old pickup truck with my wife, everything was pitch black and Christmas toys are falling from the sky. And I get out of the pickup truck and look up, and like the clouds part, and there's this big, like Raven style, and I just like, oh, it's a Thunderbird dropping these things. I don't know much about Thunderbirds. I don't, it's not a big thing for me, but for me to just go, oh, that's what it is. And the sky the clouds break up and it flies off. But yeah, it was a very clear image. And so when I got up, I was like, I guess that's what I'm going to draw. I don't see Thunderbirds often enough to just let go by unremarked. So,
but not the car, an actual bird.
no. Yeah. The falling toys are actually a reoccurring theme in my dreams. It's a little bit of story time if you'll indulge me.
Yes.
I grew up out in the middle of the country, out in the middle of nowhere. I moved out there when I was like 3, and across from our house was a big open field, and it belonged to some folks who had a couple of kids that were like 8 and 10, and then an older son who was in the Air Force stationed up in Kansas City at Richards Gebauer. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I don't know if they were more lax back then or he had some serious clearance, because every time one of the kids had a birthday, he would take one of the planes, and it was usually like one of those big carrier planes that like they would use to get tanks into weird places. And he would fly over twice over houses, and he had big cottonwoods, and he'd fly low enough that it would almost touch the top of the cottonwoods. So it's like huge, loud, and that was the warning that I'm coming by. So he'd do 2 passes, and then he'd come by again, and he would throw presents, like wrapped presents with parachutes in the field, and his siblings would come running out and grab them, and they did for like 4 years. There was twice a year where I would just sit on our front stoop and watch it, because obviously I heard the plane, and it was it was magical. It'd be like a 5-year-old, and you're watching these presents fall from these planes. Just it was really cool.
Upgraded.
So, for several years, and so it's like 30 plus years ago, and I still have at least 3 dreams a year of presents or toys falling from the sky. So yeah.
All right, time to analyze. Is it always the same toys?
No, sometimes they're little boxes. Sometimes they're like Ninja Turtle. Most of the time they're like Ninja Turtles or Mad Balls or something like that. This is the first time that they've actually been like Terror Bears, like teddy bears and clowns and angels, and it was like very Christmas themed toys falling. So, but yeah, and I don't know. It was a question that I thought about. I wanted to ask everybody. In my dreams, it's almost always overcast, dark, or cloudy. It's almost never bright sunlight. And so I wondered if that was something that, if everybody has kind of like a standard lighting in your dreams, or if that's just like my brain doesn't want to deal with shadows. So it's like no harsh light or
This happened? How old were you? Like an adult or a kid?
What's that?
When this happened, when he flew over and threw presents, were you an adult or a kid?
Oh no, I was like 5. It was like from when I was like 3 to 7.
Here's my amateur analyzing. I bet as a kid that plane going over seemed like a big shadow looming. Maybe.
Well, that may be, but I'm saying just in general, all of my dreams are dark and overcast. Or they're like in a labyrinth. It's like it's almost never bright and shiny. in my.
Huh.
It's not like they're scary or bad, but it's just always.
Daryl, all your dreams are overcast and gray. I hate to break it to you. You're actually British.
Well,
And
hey,
your cars
for-
are actual birds. I think you missed the brand. But...
that would be
Nice.
Could you zoom in for us on the other
yeah.
smaller things that my old eyes can't
Is this
see?
traditional? Did you paint this?
Yeah, I did. It was all watercolor because after I had done the won't let me do it. Move around. There we go. I did clouds for like one of the pieces I put into Seeing Red, and then that one the tarot card that we had, and so
yeah.
I was kind of playing
hmm
just with like a different way of doing them, and then
I
fixed
love
what
that.
I hated in the Photoshop after. But so yeah, it's like blue, green, and then ink as
Huh.
far as all the
Love it.
cloud stuff. Just trying to break it up.
hmm
So,
And it's so clear and bright blue behind those clouds.
yeah,
Yeah.
it felt kind of hopeful in the dream. Everything, the clouds parting, and just seeing him do a couple of swoops, and the clouds stop
Aw.
coming off of his wings as he like went off. So I wanted that bright blue, but let's see. So that was just my paint right there, and then my Photoshop build up after that
Nice.
to get it where I wanted.
Nice.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
So
That's great, man.
I did not
You could
want
have told
to
me this was
break it.
told that was all done traditionally, and I would have been able to, I would be able to tell.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
I messed up.
Well, I saw the cloud style, and I was wondering if it was. Yeah.
No, I can't remember whose brush pack it is. It's not Kyle's, but I think I got it from. It's not Proco's, but it was from their
Mm.
setup.
Okay.
But it's like an awesome watercolor
Wow.
brush, and you can see it kind of builds and reacts to itself. So
And the clouds parted.
yeah. So yeah, so that's my Thunderbird.
And I love that. It reminds me of like those early image covers, like something like Sam Keith would do.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Because like he would work traditionally like that and use it in like the lines and stuff. I don't know. Not saying it doesn't look like he did it or anything like that. I'm not saying that. No, to me it felt like I react the same way to see like Sam Keith's work.
it's a high compliment because Sam Keith and Scotty Young, they're kind of frenetic
Right.
pen work. It's
Really?
definitely something I aspire to.
Oh, well, awesome!
Yeah, I was a little worried because it was kind of dark that maybe it would have a dark story, but that was just a bright, happy. Thank you for letting us in on a bright, happy story. I like
See,
that dream.
we flew you guys up in the clouds, scared you a little bit, and we're bringing you back down safely for
Yeah.
later.
I
Just
hope
like
that
you
is my
dreamed.
dream tonight. I really do.
Presents
Really do.
falling from the sky.
And there isn't a man on the wing. I promise.
Gary.
Oh boy. Well, now it is time to enter the plug zone where if you liked what you saw, you can find out where you can see even more of it from our wonderful artists. So first up is Josh.
All right. You can find me at cleverkaiju.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Josh Metter Art. My links to my website are up on my Instagram. All of my books are on my website, so you can go get them there. Also, I've got art prints up there, so please go check those out. And I've got portfolios and art on my website that are not on Instagram and nowhere else. So if you want to see that, go there, please.
Are you going to be anywhere anytime soon? I know last year, Free Comic Book Day, I ran into you at Vintage Stock, didn't I?
Yes, I will be there. Yes, Vintage Stock, May 3rd.
Yeah.
I will be there. So come see me. I'll have books there. I think Jared George is going to be
Jared,
there too.
Yeah.
So come see us. Come hang out with us. Get some cool art.
Springfield, Missouri, Vintage Stock South.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're really good
I
people. I
forget
think
sometimes that people don't know where we're at.
Dustin that runs that shop, he became manager last year or the year before that, and he remembered from me and David fought bebopping around from like years ago. He kept our contact info, and as soon as he had the reins, man, he got a hold of us and Kaiju. And so thank you guys, Josh, for jumping on as quickly as you did.
Absolutely.
Back whenever he first started getting like the reins to like make these events happen, he put so much work into making these little things happen. And I don't know, Kaiju has always been very quick to answer and be a part of it. So yeah,
My pleasure.
You're upholding the reputation, man. Thank you.
Free comic book day, best day of the year. Even though I never have time to read most of what I pick up, I still love it. All right, Cliff, how about you?
Mine's the usual. I'm actually I am gathering together some of my newer stuff, and I'm gonna try to update my actual website. So that should be fun. That's at cgamblestudio.com. And yeah, keep an eye on that, maybe. And then some of my other stuff can be seen at Cliff_Gamble on Instagram. I update that pretty infrequently. So yeah, that's about it.
Guys, what are you doing for Free Comic Book Day? Are you going to get books at least if you're not going to draw somewhere?
Probably. If I only have one shop that's anywhere near me, and he's always on the edge of closing, and so we'll see if he's open on Comic Book Day.
I hate hearing that.
Yeah, he's changed locations 3 times, and yeah,
That's rough.
Oh
but
my.
he's not letting it go. So
Good. People, go out there and support your local comic book shops. They are very important. Very important.
yeah.
I'm such a geek.
The hunt is the best part, man.
Yeah.
All right, Gary, you are next tonight.
Oh, all right. Let's see.
Yo.
So you can find me here, artistgarybedell.com, or on cleverkaiju.com. You join our community. We've got some awesome comics for sale, and we've got some blogs, and we've got our events, and we got the pen click. If you go down, you can join our Discord. The little icon here. There, you can join our Discord and post your work and show us what you're doing. We got a photography section. We've always have new artists coming in and putting in new stuff. See, I haven't even watched these yet. I want to see these animations these people are posting. Really cool stuff. Hey, look, there's Cliff. Really cool stuff in here. Yeah, kaiju.com. Or you can find me, artistgarybedell.com. I'm also on TikTok under Artist Gary Bedell. It's all connected. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Artist Gary Bedell, cleverkaiju.com. Join the Discord if you're an artist. We want to see your work.
Definitely do that. And if you're not an artist, you're welcome to join and check out what they're doing, because that's what I do. I'm a voyeur.
You can stalk all you want.
I put up a drawing once, I think.
You did.
It was like a Halloween prompt for 31 days, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I did one, and I'm like, that's it.
I can remember that.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Didn't you do a pen click episode too? You had a little doodle.
Oh my god, that's right.
I did a doodle. I think the D&D one. I showed you the character.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for your sequel.
Sure. Okay. Maybe
Sure.
next. I'll start.
We have
now.
another We Are this next season, so we'll have to.
Yeah.
I want
Spoilers.
to. Never mind. We can't talk about what it is yet.
No, I know.
Cat, your
Well,
plan is up next.
Well,
well, if they go to Tremendicon,
We'll find out.
they'll know.
Cat,
So,
what are you up to?
all my things are at the bottom of my little screen. Cat M illustrations. Make sure you put the S on there. Anyway, you can usually find me hanging out on either Discord under I Promise I'm Human, or You can find me on YouTube doing live streams where I will talk your ear off while doing body doubling for neurodivergency stuff. However, speaking of Tremendicon, I will be at a booth. I believe I'm at A15 or A16, one of those two.
Or both.
See if you can figure out which one is her.
Yeah, because that's gonna be hard. Anyways, man, I've got either the best luck or the worst luck. I am, even without people actually having met me, they know who I am. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's truly terrifying sometimes. Anyways,
True, but
but
take it as a good thing. Take it as a good thing.
Yeah.
yes. But you can find me at you can find my website at Cat M Illustrations. It is currently undergoing some construction, but you can still see a couple samples, and there is a shop that is open on there. It will take you to my Threadless account, and you can find the little buttons I do and some shirts I have. Enjoy the shirts.
And if you need a direct link, we just saw it on Discord. It's in the Discord.
That's true. That's very true. If you are on Discord, if you go to the, what page was it? The announcement page? I don't know. Things I was working on. There is a shirt link there. So.
Yep.
All right. Now, Daryl, what about you?
Nice.
Nightsin.com. Airlayman on Instagram. Yeah, I'm going to be at Tremendicon some capacity or another. Apparently, I have some sketch covers out for auction. Just make sure if you see the Ina's name on it, you don't bid on that.
Don't outbid me.
Otherwise, only work I've done. I just finished up some work on Foundation Season 3, the Apple Plus show.
Oh, shit.
Working with some
That's so
monitor
cool.
stuff. That was pretty cool. Folks doing that stuff is way smarter than I am, so I was just there as a cleanup crew, but it was fun to see. So, but otherwise, I'm having weird dreams and drawing stuff, I guess.
Well, yeah, people, the few people that have never seen this before might not realize you do a VFX art.
Yeah.
When I get the chance. It's been a slow couple of years, but yeah.
No, I remember
Really?
when we did we had to design our own kaijus, and you just kind of let it. You just kind of let it slip, like, oh well, considering I did, Pacific Rims, and it's like nobody got it because they're like, nuh-uh. But
No,
yeah.
the funny thing was that the studio was definitely using its workers to kind of suck up to Guillermo del Toro a little bit. So like, everybody should draw some kaijus and we'll put it together for him in a book, and then we'll let you guys have copies. I did a Guillermo del Toro kaiju, but I have no idea if they ever actually got their crap together to give it to him or not. So it's just out there somewhere.
Well, that's interesting. You need to track that down, man. Find out.
It's probably in some executive's like garage or something like that, just sitting in a box somewhere.
So being the guy that worked on Jurassic Park, and I think it was the reiteration of it, wasn't it?
I worked on Jurassic World, and actually the part of like the promo stuff for Jurassic World was we redid Jurassic Park in 3D so you could see it with glasses. And that was the cool. I mean, because I'm a big dino nerd.
Oh, look at that! That's a cool ass tattoo.
And generally, yeah, Nate Howard's artistry right there. And that was one of the shows that made me want to get into VFX, and then I got to work on that, and it was like I had like a little moral conflict. It's like the scene where the helicopter is coming down to land and they're all getting out into Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
In the original film footage, there's a water droplet from the waterfall that hits the camera. And when they did the re-release, they had me erase that water droplet from the footage. And I was like, that's archival water droplets, man.
Yeah. That's how you knew it was real.
What's that? Yeah, exactly. It's splashing on there. But I mean, just as a nerd, it was so cool because we got like the full frame footage. And so you like when the raptor lands and it goes running towards the fridge, you got to see more than what they cut off. So you could actually see the dude coming up out of the legs, or the brontosaurus heads. You can see it coming out the bottom from the puppet. I mean, it was was awesome. Just
Gotta go and see behind the curtain. That's awesome.
yeah, it was fantastic. It
But
does
nary
ruin
a feather.
sometimes though, because the first thing I got to work on when we moved out to California, I got to work on the Muppet movie that came out in 2011. And it was a lot of removing green screen and stuff. And there's definitely like Miss Piggy's walking away, but you could see like the three dudes in green screen that was like puppeting her leg and stuff. That was a little bit, it wasn't as much cool.
Aw.
Yeah, you were the that twinkle in Miss Piggy's eye when she sees Kermit for the first time in the movie.
Yeah,
My
every
wife and I,
movie-
we binge watch most things. We binge watch the Muppets, and when we get to that movie, every now and then, every time it happens, is that him? No, not him. Is that him? No, not him. Is that him? No, that's him. And then we finally get to that movie. I'm like, there he is. There's his debut.
Wait, are you trying to say that Daryl is the twinkle in Miss Piggy's eye?
Yes.
I put the twinkle in Miss Piggy's eye in that movie. That was my
Oh, that
first
needs to go
thought
on a
on the spot.
resume. That is a perfect opening line.
It is. He has an entire IMDb page. You'd be very impressed. You're giving me an excuse to fanboy yet again. He's probably tired of it. But...
Hilarious.
It's
All
like-
right.
it's cool.
Well, Nate, you need to hit the plug zone now. He
Oh.
already kind of plugged your tattoos.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
tattoo.
that's one of them. I keep doing them.
Yes.
People keep asking me for more, and I like to do what I'm told. So yeah. The Free Comic Book Day, as you know, falls on Friday on May the 4th. And
The day
typically,
before.
We
The
have
day
the
before.
Yeah, May the 3rd.
May the 3rd, right? Because it fell on a Sunday this year, right?
Oh,
So May the 3rd, actually Cryptic Tattoo is doing another Star Wars themed like flash deal. We have a lot of art already, but we're still adding more, and our location has gained 3 or 4 artists since last year. So we have a lot of really good pieces. Then we want to be like the guy, the shop that does like the big king size candy bars for Halloween, you know, like, so when we do flash specials, they're pretty, like, we got a range, but we give away some pretty hefty flash. So if you watch the Facebook and the Instagram of Cryptic Tattoo and Social Gallery in Springfield, we'll have we've already started making posts about it, posting what we're sharing, but there's going to be a lot more pieces added to choose from. So that's where I'm going to be on the 3rd, while kaijus are off, you know, drawing comics and slinging comics with people. So, yeah.
You need to do a comic book cover flash sale.
There you go.
Okay.
You
Well,
draw comic book
Mandy
covers.
actually, she's actually picked up a lot of work from one piece that she did. It was literally the cover of The Killing Joke. And she
Nice.
spent one 9-hour session on it, and it is incredible. And it's probably 3 years healed, and it's still one of my most favorite tattoos I've ever seen. It is verbatim.
Wow.
The entire like Joker with the camera and the smile and everything. It's an incredible piece. She has definitely picked up a lot of work as the comic book cover recreator for tattooing, and
Nice.
it's yeah.
And the podcast.
On the
Oh, yeah,
podcast, the
there's
Artistry on Earth podcast, we do interviews from a lot of tattoo artists because that's our common ground, but we also bring in musicians from very popular bands. We got David Frizzell, who did a lot of artwork for bands and stuff, but he's also a very talented artist that we pal around with a lot. For example, we got Milo Silvestro of Fear Factory. A lot of cool interviews, but it's Artistry on Earth on YouTube and Spotify. But also Tremendicon, we were invited back to tattoo at the event.
Yes, you were.
So we'll have 4 artists. Kelsey will be our main ringleader. David will be out of state at another convention, tattoo convention. But yeah, Kelsey will be running it with Mandy. Mandy and Kelsey will be tag teaming. We've got Haley Codling, a Pen Clique season 1, season 2, season 3 star that we haven't seen for a while. She's fully licensed now. She was licensed as of a month ago. She finally finished her apprenticeship. Actually, I say
Yay!
finally, but it only took like a year. But so she will be in person, not just as Pen Clique, but as a tattoo artist as well. She'll be tattooing you on the spot there at the convention. And then also another clever kaiju. We brought her in. We were introduced to her at last year's zoo trip. But yeah, Ryan Gilliam is her name. We met her at the zoo trip. She came by Cryptic during a kaiju event, and it turned out she was a really talented tattoo artist. It was in between shops, and yeah, so we nabbed her for sure. So you'll have like, yeah, will be that the 4 tattoo artists will be right there next to Clever Kaiju, but rest assured, there's kaiju's throughout the entire setup. So
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Make sure that happens.
We're muddying the waters. They're combining.
Dun dun
Well,
dun.
we didn't know early enough a couple years ago, and you guys were like across the vendor room from each other. I felt bad.
Well, we couldn't really help that. Well, was that
Yeah,
was
it was timing, but it was fixed this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All in one glorious section. It's a section of the vendor room you're never going to want to leave.
Yeah.
But you should. There's lots of good stuff there.
Near the stage with the Legos. It's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I'm plugging tonight. I am running the artist track. I am scheduling for Tremendicon. So that's why my brain forgot tonight was an episode, because I am putting together all the content that the writers, the artists, the game designers, the cosplayers, the makers, everyone has been sending. That's going to happen at Tremendicon. It is so, if you are a creative person or want to be inspired to be creative, this is the con for you. If you just like looking at creations or reading them or enjoying them, this is the con for you. Am I selling it?
Yes.
Seriously, tremendicon.com. It is Springfield, Missouri at the Oasis Hotel and Convention Center, May 30th through June 1st. If you buy your weekend passes are $40, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
30
All
until
the
May
content,
1st.
the vendor room, everything. If you book before, I think May 1st,
Yes.
it will automatically put in a pre-reg discount code, and you will get $30 for the whole weekend. And Clever Kaiju will be there. Cryptic Tattoo will be there. Cat has a booth there. Daryl's drawing some comics. Are you going to sit at the Cryptic booth at all? I mean, are you tattooing now? I meant Clever Kaiju.
I mean, I'll do anything if they let me do pins, but no, I need to get some prints put together for sure.
So, oh, the comic auction they mentioned, I want to throw this out there just to promote it.
Yes.
Comic Force in Springfield donates. Gail saves books for me throughout the year of blank covers, gives them to the con for free, and these guys draw the most amazing covers. And we're still a small con, year 4, so the prices have been good so far because it's a small con, but we're growing every year, and we may go online this year. Keep an eye out for that for the bidding on these amazing blank covers. And all the proceeds go to Ozarks Food Harvest that we raise. So good all around. Good all around. Do you want to tease any of the panels you guys are doing?
Yeah, I mean, we can tell them really quick what we're doing. We're going to be doing a life drawing session. Isaac's going to be teaching a session on comics. We're going to have a showcase where we're talking about the things that we're going to be doing in 2026 and our releases. Showing some trailers for some stuff. And I can't remember. We're going to be doing
Hannibal Vector.
What's that?
Oh yeah,
Hannibal Vector.
Yeah. I'll be Hannibal Vector. I'll be.
Nate'll be doing a Hannibal Vector section.
Yeah.
And we will also be drawing with some of you artists coming that Friday night to the sketch session out there. So we look forward to seeing you
the sketch jam on Friday night, opening night. We all just sit around and sketch together. We're gonna play some goofy art drawing games where we throw out weird prompts and people just fast draw. It's hilarious. It's usually a little dirty.
Wheel of Inebriation. Are we gonna do that, or is that
the what?
Nothing. I can't. I don't know if it's branded. I don't know if I can call it that anymore. But the wheel where it spin a wheel, it tells you what shot to take, and then you have to draw.
Oh, the wheel of Inebriation.
No, we're not doing that version. We're just there will be alcohol available for anyone that enjoys that. But yes, it's just a chill hangout where we get creative and goofy. So I'm sorry if I took too long explaining that, but that's all I've been thinking about for the past week and the future weeks, and it's a great time.
The only one.
I do have to tell this story really quick. Daryl, do you remember when we worked on Sesame Street at Black Lantern? Or you were there when we worked on that, right?
I think I was technically not there, but actually I did work on the game. I did it from home, but me working on the game is what got me the Muppet job, because the guy looks at my resume and goes, "Ah, you know Muppets." Sure.
Nice.
You've done a sprite sheet for
Was it
No
the art
Muppets.
director that was out in Manhattan at the Children's Television Workshop?
I
Was it
don't
him?
know. I don't think I got to. I don't think I got to.
Because okay, I was gonna say, because I think he tried to recruit me too, because
Yeah.
I went out there with Houston to do the drawings for like the screens and stuff. And,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "Man, you really can draw that style. Like, you're really, really good at it." And I was like, "I'm not moving to Manhattan, dude." But
I don't blame you, sir.
because there was a chick that lived in Cincinnati, not Cincinnati, Connecticut, sorry, and she took a train all the way in 2 hours every day.
Oh,
On
shit.
train to go to work. It was crazy. But anyway, when we worked on those games, we were under NDA to not do certain things with with Muppets and all that.
But
So I go the fucking year I'm working on Sesame Street, I go to the Vision Con and we do the Wheel of Inebriation, and the prompt is rejected Muppets, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that was a fun
that's
year.
gonna break my NDA if I do this. And I'm like, oh well.
Yeah.
And so I drew this pimp Muppet. Like,
Yeah, I remember.
Dude,
You were
I
just
had to
sweating.
tell what a
Were you
picture
all right?
of it.
You just-
Yeah, dude, I was like, so it's like so.
Muppet. So they didn't work at Sesame Street, right?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't there. It was just by name. And then look, it got auctioned off anyways the next
Yeah,
year. So
like
it was
it's
fine.
somewhere out there, but
For
yeah,
charity.
Yeah,
Charity.
somebody has a piece of a Muppet pimp that I drew years ago that I did against.
with a Sharpie marker in like 4 minutes.
Yeah,
like, drunk.
and
Question.
it was funny.
What Muppet did everybody imagine when he said pimp? For some reason, I thought Grover.
No, it was Grover,
Yeah,
100%.
Grover. Yeah,
I kind of think of the count,
with his
but
noodle arms
okay.
and his little noodle legs as he's walking. Yeah, he's got the strut and everything.
Hanging out there in front of
I
him.
mean,
and
I
the
know
big
which one. I
fucking
know it wasn't Grover, but
or
yeah.
Dr. T.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth. He pretty much is a pimp, though. Like
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's like all Dr. T. So
I kind of vaguely remember the drawing. I don't think it was any one in particular, but
that's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Well, we so got off topic. I could talk to you guys all night.
No, that's what I love, because we have like all these little stories, and
I know.
yeah, people should hear these stories. Like artists,
You
Could
should check these guys out on all the links they gave you and find out where they're going to be appearing near you. They go to multiple cons, multiple comic shops. And they're actually pretty cool, down to earth people, man. You can just walk up and talk to them. Like,
Oh, nice.
yeah, it can be intimidating to walk up to a table and just think, oh, they want to talk to me. So far, just about, I would say 99.9% of the artists I've met at Comic Cons are just cool people to talk to. Full
we're
story.
dorks.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
nerds
that's
just like you got.
very
Just like
flaky
you
dorks. If we wanted to be behind a table, and we actually bothered to show up, we want to talk. Like that's
Yes.
Usually
Yeah.
we're just shocked. Like, wait, you want to talk to? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Well, they
Well, let's see if I
greatly
can find a real artist
appreciate.
around here.
They greatly appreciate you buying their art because that's how they
Yes.
live. People buy their art. But if you just want to come talk and ask questions, I would like to speak for you. You guys love that too, right? You like meeting people. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's why we hired you to do all this stuff for us. Some of us are blessed with the gift of gab. Gary's got that adorable fucking face, that smile.
Oh my God.
Everybody remembers that smile. Everybody.
True. All right. Well, last thing tonight. I cannot tease what the episode is because you have to come to the Clever Kaiju Showcase to find out what the episodes will be next year for Pin Click Season 6. But it will be on September 24th. Our next episode. Mark your calendars now, people. You don't want to miss it. In the meantime, go back to YouTube or Facebook.
Binge watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
binge watch us.
We got
You're gonna
5
follow along with
seasons.
everything.
5 seasons you can binge watch. Do it.
Good God.
So cool.
Yeah,
And Seeing Red is coming out. Plug that real quick before we go.
Well, we'll be showing stuff for that at Tremendacon.
At Tremendacon too? Okay. Well, you guys have talked about it on here. I know you have.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
have, but we actually have like a trailer in the works and everything. So we'll have an official launch, an official statement.
Oh,
and
you get an official like visual sneak preview if you come,
right.
guys.
We're doing a full on like what we call the Hall H of Clever Kaiju. This is the first year that we have a lot to talk about and a lot of things in the works that we want to do trailers and do announcements of what we're releasing, and we're really happy to do it this time.
It's why we already decided like what all of season 6 is going to be. And there's going to be a little help from the audience. So if you're there at the showcase, you could possibly contribute to season 6.
Woot.
Woot.
Sweet. All right.
Woot,
Well, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. As always, blown away. This was a great finale episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
everybody out there, thanks
Yeah.
for watching, and we'll
Thank you,
see you
Internet Land.
in September.
Okay, bye.
September.
Thanks, everybody.
See you at Tremendacon first. Then we'll see you in September.
Yes. Tea